happy with what you saw in that in terms of the fitness level of various players?
Yeah, I saw what I expected to see, so I was happy in that the expectations were pretty much met. Still, obviously there's some guys who need to add to their fitness, but we sort of knew who those guys were. But what's good about it is in the 2 days so far that we've trained is that those guys have worked hard and pushed themselves, and that'll lead to them getting fit.
Seems like you've got pretty much the entire crop of players still here. Have you been impressed with the level the trialists have brought so far?
Trialists have been good. I think their effort's been very good, and technically, we were happy with the group that we drafted. We got what we were looking for in terms of center backs, and then with our last 2 picks, we got a couple of guys that we thought were skillful and technically very sound. And adding to that group, a guy like Miguel Gonzalez, a local kid who's also technically very sound. I'm very happy with that level. Yeah.
What do you look for in these 3 days of training here in Seattle before you head on the road?
It just, I think for the new guys, it's more important because we can see sort of where they're at before they maybe get too fatigued. So it's a matter of seeing where they are technically, seeing where they are tactically, trying to see, because you start talking to people, trying to see who absorbs it. Because the big thing as you start moving up in levels of soccer and improving in any sport is can you assimilate, new things into your game? Can you change your game? Can you add things to your game? So it really gives us already an idea of who's able to take information in and process it and do good things with it.
How big of a year is this for Lamar, being that this is, I think, the first time in his career that he's started a season with the same team he ended with? And he actually seems to have a role on this team where in the past he's kind of come in with more of an unsure situation.
Yeah, I think for Lamar, it's an important year just because he had a good year last year. He scored goals and his year in Montreal wasn't maybe as successful in the year before that. He had scored some goals with us again. So being able to show that he can do it in back-to-back seasons is important. And is he, for us, he's a player who we know can play up front as one of the front 2. But we also know that he's comfortable playing on the left, and he, although he didn't get any goals playing from that position last year, he got goals in that position, when he was with us the time before. So I know he's capable of scoring no matter where we play him.
And how about for Andy, in terms of how important of a year this is for him?
Well, it's an important year for him too. I mean, because you're looking at a situation where during the summer we're going to be missing, probably Clint Dempsey and most likely Brad Evans for a good chunk of time. We don't know what Yedlin's situation is going to be. It might be a little more difficult for him to make that team, but for sure we're going to be missing those 2 guys, and so that's a couple of spots there in the midfield area. That's where Andy plays, so he knows as he looks forward that he's going to have a chance there. If it's not at the beginning of the season, there's going to be an opportunity where he's going to have to show he can do it week in and week out.
Are you happy with the progression he's made from when you first brought him in?
Yeah, I think last year at the start of the season he struggled a little bit, for him, and so it wasn't as good a sophomore year as he would have hoped or as good as his rookie year was. But he's definitely, his head's in the right place right now. I think he came through that. It was a good learning experience for him. And I think he's ready to have a really good year.
What's your sense on, it's only been a couple of days, what's your sense on the goalkeeping battle so far?
Too early. Too early to tell them. They're just going to play, and we're going to see how things come along. We've been happy with Stefan Fry. Tommy's been happy with him training-wise. He offers what we were looking for. With Marcus, we've been happy with that. Want to make sure that he's a little bit older, so getting him into shape and training-wise, it's a little different rhythm that we sort of put him through. And we're also happy with the progress Josh Ford's making, with having had the whatever it was in his knee that they removed, and and just recovering from that. So all those guys are right where we expect them to be right now. So we're happy with that.
Is it more of an open competition than it had been previously?
I mean, it's always an open competition in the sense that you're always going to play who's playing better. I mean, as I said the other day, there's expectations, and in your mind maybe there's a pecking order, but on the same token is, if a guy's playing well, he's going to play.
Would you say that's at all different? I mean, it seemed like last year, Michael was coming off a pretty spectacular season, and it seemed like maybe it was at least his job to lose.
Yeah, I think last year that was definitely the situation based upon what he had done the year before. And when we brought Michael in, obviously in the year before that, we had young goalkeepers, so it was pretty much, you know, his job. So it's a little bit different in that sense, you know, because Stefan hasn't been a starting goalkeeper in the past year because of the situation in Toronto. So it's a little different that way, but it's still, it's always about if you're playing well, you're going to play. So. Okay.
Hi, I'm Brad Evans from Sounders FC, and boy do I love my match pass.
I love saving my match pass points. I'm a saver, a big saver. But did you know you can get discounted beers and food at Central Link from the time gates open until 30 minutes before kick?
Trust me, one of the best places to watch a match is in the broadcast booth with myself and Casey Keller.
You know you're already watching us on the road, so why not earn some points for it?
And I want you to reward yourself for living a Sounders FC lifestyle. Visit matchpass.soundersfc.com for more information.